What's going on, everyone, and welcome to another statue unboxing. And today we have got another Dragon Ball resin statue, this time one from Dragon Ball GT. We have got Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta from the final season of Dragon Ball GT. Now, Gogeta is a really cool character, especially the Super Saiyan 4 version. It would be really cool if you can get that one canon, but there's no telling whether that's ever going to happen. But with the recent series of Dragon Ball Daima, getting to see Goku turn Super Saiyan 4 and that being made canon, which is really cool. Maybe in the future, hopefully, we get to see hopefully we get to see a Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, because that would be really cool. Especially if it can fight some type of powerful enemy, like Omega Shenron in Dragon Ball GT. But yeah, this resin statue is made by Skytop Studios. It's a really cool statue, comes in a nice art box. Then we get to see the actual statue on the back of it, what it looks like. It's a nice detail when it has some LEDs in the base, and I think his energy ball that he has in his hand, I presume that's like a Big Bang Kamehameha that he has in his hand, which is pretty cool. But yeah, it's a really cool statue. Not too big, so it's a nice size one. Got a bit of text here talking about Dragon Ball GT, talking about who produced the TV show. But it's a really cool statue. I managed to get it from a good price on eBay. Someone was trying to downgrade the collection. Obviously there's a little bit of damage on the box here, but not too bad. But yeah, let's get this statue open. Now we'll start assembling the pieces. Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. It's a nice detailed, quite a decent size. So yeah, we'll start getting all these pieces assembled. And those are two of the energies, parts of energy flowing off the bottom of the base. Some of the aura flowing around Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. There we have his tail, which is really cool. It's a really cool aspect of the Super Saiyan 4 form that they do, that the Saiyans actually get their tails back. Because as we see, once they lose the tails, so they can't turn into Uzaru at a full moon anymore, we don't actually see a Saiyan with a tail anymore. Well, we don't really see many Saiyans anyway, but yeah, we don't get to see any with the tails. So it's pretty cool that the Super Saiyan 4 form actually gets the tail back. There's two more pieces of his hair. There we have the energy blast that's in Gogeta's hand. Kind of like a Big Bang Kamehameha or something. That's pretty cool. I don't know if that lights up. I'm going to have to check once I get it all set up. I know the base lights up. And there we have his head, which is really cool. Really nicely detailed. I do like Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta with his different, like he gets like a red hair. I know we have Super Saiyan God, the first form of it with the red hair. It's a bit of a different colour red to Gogeta's hair. It's normally more of a, rather than being red, if I remember it, I'm sure it's more of like a ginger type colour, orangey type colour. Not bright orange, but somewhere between like a red and ginger type hair of the Gogeta form anyway. The other Super Saiyan 4 forms that Goku and Vegeta use just have their normal hair colour. Well, Vegeta's does, and Goku's, I think Goku's does as well. Unless I'm remembering that incorrectly. There's some more of the pieces. Gogeta's hand with that adaptation there, so hopefully with that magnet, well, that could just be a magnet piece, it might not even, yeah, by the looks of it, I don't know if that energy blast actually lights up. Which isn't too much of a problem. Here we have the base. It's pretty cool, has Capsule Corporation, Capsule Co written on the side. Kind of has the windows like some of the spaceships, like Frieza's spaceship or some of the spaceships that they actually use. got all the different points where you're going to have to connect all the pieces. There's a port at the back there for the LEDs. Comes with, so it's model number 44 out of 300, this one. So weird, it feels quite soft, the underneath of that, for some reason. Feels like I could put my finger through it if I tried. But yeah, a weird material underneath. But yeah, we'll get this assembled. Okay, so we'll start by connecting some of these pieces. There are even more of these pieces in the back. I presume these ones are just going to connect to the back. So that piece is going to go in there, and I think this one will slide in there like so. Now there is a few more other energy pieces in the box. Now we have another one of the pieces. I think that one connects there. There's the next energy piece. This one will just go in here, like so. And we have these final two pieces. This one just goes at the front, like so. And this other one goes on the back, behind here, in this back piece. That looks really cool. Now, let's get Gogeta assembled. So it does have quite a bit. This is like the heaviest part of it. I think this is heavier than the base. The actual Gogeta piece. Now, actually only has one peg to go into here. I presume he just actually rests with his feet on there. Just get that in properly. So it's nice and secure. Yeah, I think that's in. There we go, so his other foot literally just touches there, so that peg and the weight of that is strong enough to hold it on. This piece goes at the side, like so. We'll get his hand piece on there, so we'll take this off actually, we'll put the energy blast on first. I'll get that on. It don't actually stick in the greatest, that energy blast, but that should hold in like that. Now let's get the tail on. And there we go, the tail goes in there like so. And then we'll get the head connected. Now it does. Because there are these two other pieces. Okay, these go underneath. So there are 2 points there, 2 slots where these go in. That one just goes in there, at this side of one ear. And this one goes in the other side, like that. So they kind of rest over his shoulder. I did think that they were gonna fall off. They don't seem to feel like they're sitting in as nice. There we go. It was better if I actually done it that way. And then we'd have the cool Dragon Ball GT logo, which just goes on the front there. Now that is quite cool. It also comes with one of these little metal pieces. I always forget what the name of these are. But it just has like it says Dragon Ball GT there in Japanese. What is that, Dragon Ball in Japanese? It has the GT. Has model number 44 out of 300. That's the Sky logo there, Sky's Top Studios. That's pretty cool. But yeah, that really is an amazing resin statue. Dragon Ball GT statue by Skytop Studios. As you can see, the LEDs lighting up here, which is really cool. But yeah, as you can see, the LED effects on the base, which is pretty cool. Not the brightest, but it's still pretty cool. As you can see, it doesn't actually light up the energy ball in his hand, which is a bit disappointing, but is it? It's not too bad. It's not the end of the world. The base lights up, so it's pretty cool. I wish it just have like I wish it would just like stay on, just constantly glow, rather than this flash, flickering type of light. But I guess it's supposed to reflect like his aura, flashing and glowing, which is pretty cool. But yeah, that is a really cool statue. I managed to get it for a decent price as well, because as I said, the person on eBay was trying to downsize his collection. I wanted to get rid of some of his statues. He does have some other good ones on there, like he's got a Cell resin statue, which will be really cool with my Freezer statue. But yeah, this really is an amazing statue. It's quite cool as well, especially for the size. It's not too big, so it's a nice little statue. Well, not little, but smaller compared to the other ones. But yeah, it's a nice sized statue. I can't remember what scale it is, but I think it's like must be like a 1/6 scale maybe. But yeah, that's a really cool statue. It's really detailed statue of Gogeta, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. As I said, he's one of the coolest characters in Dragon Ball GT. He's quite a unique character even in the whole Dragon Ball universe, even though he's not canon. It'd be really interesting to see who's stronger out of Ultra Instinct Goku or Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, because as we've seen, like Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta is extremely powerful, and we know Gogeta is powerful anyway, just like Vegeta was as well. Once they fuse together, Goku and Vegeta, they're extremely powerful. So this version of Gogeta, the Super Saiyan 4 version, is extremely powerful, as we see how easily he manhandles Omega Shenron in Dragon Ball GT. And Omega Shenron is very powerful, but he's nothing to Gogeta. And if he wasn't playing around with him so much, Gogeta, he would have destroyed him very quickly, but he only had a 30-minute time limit. And after that, Omega Shenron didn't want to let them fuse together, so we didn't get to see them fuse again, so they could destroy Shenron. Well, we'll get to see Goku defeat Shenron with one of his Genki Damas, the Super Spirit Bomb, and destroy Shenron, which is really cool. It was a cool moment at the end of the show. It's a show that's also quite divisive. A lot of fans of the series of Dragon Ball don't actually like GT, which I understand why. It wasn't made by Akira Toriyama, and I understand that the show isn't actually great. It doesn't hold up as well against Dragon Ball Z. And personally, when I watched Dragon Ball GT, the first half of the show, I was not really that interested in it. The whole Black Star Dragon Ball stuff, hunting around the galaxy trying to find these, it didn't draw me in right away. But once it got a bit later in the series, once Dr. Mew, I think he's called, and the Tuffles, and then we get to see Baby and Super Baby, and once Baby absorbed Vegeta, and just that whole saga with Baby Vegeta, I thought that was pretty cool. I thought it was very interesting. I did enjoy that one. And then with the Super 17 saga arc, that was pretty cool as well. So from the Baby, the Super 17, and then we get to the Shadow Dragons, or whatever they're called, with the Dragon Balls in the final arc, when we get to see all the different Shenrons, and we finally get to see Omega Shenron. So them arcs were pretty cool, and we got to see some quite interesting characters. But apart from that, it was a bit of a letdown, the show, although it does have probably one of the most iconic intros in anime, with Dragon Ball GT's intro song, which is a really nice catchy song, which still holds up today and is quite popular among fans. But that's really cool. As you can see, we've got one of the Black Star Dragon Balls here, that blue one, that is really cool. But yeah, that is a really amazing statue. But yeah, this is my first Dragon Ball GT resin statue. I am going to try and get some more. I want to try and get like a Baby Vegeta one or something, even a Mega Shenron or Super 17, but I've not really seen any of those ones. But I have seen baby ones, Baby Vegeta, either in a golden form or Super Saiyan 4 Goku fighting him, which is pretty cool. I would like to get that statue, so I will keep a lookout trying to get some more ones. And yeah, hopefully in the future we do get to see a Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta variant in the actual main storyline, so it's actually canon. That would be really cool. I don't know what opponent he would fight, but that would be really interesting to see. But yeah, thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed the video. Please give us a like and subscribe, and stay tuned for more statue and figure unboxings.